For a good long while, I really did think that the last time we'd ever see Lightning McQueen on screen would be with this fabulous paint job. But obviously, we ended up getting Cars on the Road, so that wasn't the case. And we see in the beginning of Cars on the Road that McQueen actually reverted back to his regular Rusty's paint job pretty fast after the events of Cars 3, or at least within the next few years, we can assume. But yeah, it's an amazing looking paint job, and I'm so happy this variant of McQueen is back for 2024 now. So let's get into this video. Welcome on back to the Cars Garage, everyone. This really is a special version of Lightning McQueen. You know it's special when, it's been released a whole lot throughout the past years. Like, I don't even think there was a year that went by since his debut in 2017 where they didn't actually release this guy. I'm pretty sure every single year, not as a single every year. I know they didn't do him in 2022. I don't think in 2019 either, but other than that, like pretty much every year, I think in some way. I mean, just last year he was released, and this year too, I guess they brought it back. He was released in a 5-pack, so there's a lot of ways you can get this fabulous McQueen, yet he still seems to hold his value, which is really cool. He is really cool, though. I mean, obviously, he's based off of the fabulous Hudson Hornet, and who doesn't love Doc? Especially just because, he's no longer with us. It's just cool because it's like a McQueen paint job that pays homage to him, and also it just pays homage to like classic race cars in general, and Paul Newman, of course, is voice actor. So it's just an amazing looking version of McQueen, and yeah, I'm very happy it's back. Now I don't have this Thailand variant opened up, but I already do have the Chinese one. Got it back in 2017, I think, in that 2-pack that they did that year when Cars 3 first came out. They did them in a 2-pack with just a regular Cars 3 McQueen. I remember being very excited. I think I got that for Christmas. I already had Cars 3 McQueen opened up, but I got another one. I really, really wanted this one. This is probably my most highly anticipated Cars diecast from Cars 3, next to like Dinoco Cruz, but I got her early on. Fabulous McQueen. It took me a few months, like I said. I think I got him for Christmas, so it did take me a little bit. Now, this year in 2024, you can find him in the E case, I think, of singles, and then yeah, they brought him back for a few more cases. He'll be sprinkled in throughout the year, but obviously the year's not over yet, so we don't know every case he'll be in. Might end up becoming a peg warmer, but who knows? Really cool artwork. I like how he's looking out to the side, kind of like a lot of the Cars on the Road characters' artworks, but this is nice. It's kind of funny because we didn't really get an artwork for him when he was first released in 2017, but we've gotten an artwork for him on all the packages that he's been released in, after that. So it is nice to see, and it still feels new to me for some reason. I guess I don't really know why. Maybe just because I haven't really seen him on card. Like, I don't remember ever finding this guy as a single, other than a little bit in 2021. I should have got that one because it was a better looking card than Red Riders, but whatever. It would have been cool. Yeah, to mention. Forgot about that. They really should have put the Radiator Springs background on the card back, but whatever. It's still cool. Looks alright on Red Riders. In the back, we got As Seen in Cars 3, Using Racing Tractor, who is becoming very, very rare. I can't find him for nothing. Then we got Rusty's McQueen, Heyday Smokey, another one I can't find. Bill, Rusty's Cruz Ramirez, and Eric Breaker, the Synergy Next Gen. Very cool though, a nice assortment of cars. But yeah, we got a lot of comparing to do, and plus I just want to do an overview and in-depth review of this amazing looking McQueen diecast. So what the heck are we waiting for? Let's bust him open right now, guys. Now, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but originally in the ending of Cars 3, Lightning McQueen was supposed to be the one to get the Dinoco sponsorship, but of course, they ended up changing it and they decided to go with Cruz being the one getting the sponsorship. I think it would have been so cool to see Lightning McQueen, though, finally get the sponsorship that he wanted since the beginning of the first Cars movie. In the end of the trilogy, not really the end, because I'm sure they're making a Cars 4, but it was kind of supposed to be the end, you know what I mean? Either way, Lightning McQueen is in his fabulous paint job here, and obviously he has his Rusty's decals. And he looks really fabulous, I gotta say. Now made from Thailand. This is obviously not the first time they've made him from Thailand. He's been released pretty much every year from Thailand ever since like 2019, I think, when they switched, or 18. But yeah, he looks pretty cool. One weird thing I'm noticing already about him, though, is that all of the Rusty's decals, and 95 decals too, and McQueen on the side, everything pretty much that was yellow before is now orange. Like, why? I don't know. I don't get it. I was looking up some other Thailand Fabulous McQueens, and they're all like this too. So I thought maybe it was just like a new thing this year, and I'm like, oh, I guess that's kind of cool, but it also kind of sucks. That's the one I got, and it's screwed up like this. But no, they're all like this. You know, they've always been like this every time Thailand has attempted to make them. Very strange. Obviously, the decals are supposed to be yellow because they're yellow on Doc, and obviously McQueen's paint job is supposed to emulate Doc's fabulous Hudson Hornet paint job. So very strange. I don't like that at all. But whatever. I will show you now where Fabulous McQueen appears at in Cars 3. He doesn't appear too long, but we do get to see him at the end of the movie after the Florida 500, where he is getting ready to race crews around Willie's Butte, just for a nice leisurely race. You know, not really a big competition or anything, just a friendly competition. And that's how the movie ends up. We see them kind of racing around the butte together over the bend, and it's just kind of cool to see McQueen shine in Doc's old colors. You know, I really do appreciate that they did that, because when I first saw it, I did shed a few tears. You know, I was thinking about Doc from Cars 1. I'm like, oh, it's just sad he's not here anymore. He was a great character. It's more so sad about Paul Newman, not really Doc, because he's just a character. But I do love him, though, still, just as much. I do love how everything on him is, though, really just exactly the same as Doc, pretty much. It's just that he has some Rusty's decals, and obviously on the side, instead of saying Fabulous Hudson Hornet, it says Fabulous Lightning McQueen, and obviously all the 51s have been replaced for 95s. And, well, another thing is the signature, of course, but that just makes sense because obviously he is not Doc Hudson. Why would he have Doc Hudson's signature and, you know, Fabulous Hudson Hornet badge on the side? That wouldn't make much sense. But let's zoom it on in now and take a closer look at him. Very simple expression, pretty much the same as the Cars 3 McQueen's expression, but not the exact same by any means. From China to Thailand, though, they didn't change too much. Obviously, he has a plastic eye plate now, and it looks like they did raise up the eyeballs a little, but I don't know, looks pretty much the same. Mouth is maybe a bit whiter, I don't know. It all looks pretty much the same. Really, the only difference I'm noticing is the decals that were previously yellow are now orange. It just looks so strange. Like, if this was the only one, maybe you wouldn't even realize that they're orange. They are pretty dark, though, so you probably would. But, you know, just putting them next to the original, it just looks really strange. I don't know why they had to do that. But whatever, just a very simplistic Rusty's decal on the hood, supposed to kind of look old school, I guess. Obviously, there's no circle around it, no like text saying medicated bumper ointment for the rear end formula or anything like that. He has his headlights there and his lucky stickers, which is cool. I'm glad they added those because I don't think many other McQueens have those, like from Cars 3 at least. So that's cool. I like that he has his lucky stickers. He has some nice red rims there. They're lacking the yellow trim, which I think they're supposed to have. Maybe not, though, on this one. I think so. But, yeah, they look a bit grainy. A little bit in the inside, at least. Kind of hard to see the shadow casting. There you go. You can see they are a bit on the grainy side. Let's zoom that in. Let's song Mattel as much as we can. That doesn't look good, especially when you look at the Chinese ones, and they're not as bright, I guess. Well, actually, they kind of are. They're a little bit darker, I guess. But at least the rim of the rims, it's just like fully painted. You know, they didn't miss out on any paint, so they definitely did a better job there. But everything else is not really bad on this one. I kind of like it. Fabulous Lightning McQueen text on the side there. Looks like a little bit of red trim around it all. It was kind of thicker before, a little bit more noticeable. I like it better on the Chinese one, but it really doesn't look bad here. It's just that all the yellow decals are now orange, and they're just not supposed to be orange, so I don't like that. 95 on the back, and the gas cap is like over the 95, but it looks pretty cool still. A little bit of red trim around it, I guess. It's very faded, though. There's not much red trim at all. Let's zoom it out a bit, though. Zoomed in a bit too much, I think. Got the 95s on the roof, just like how Doc Hudson has a bunch of 51s around his roof on every single one of the corners. Very cool and old school looking. He has his name, Lightning McQueen, over both of the windows there. Kind of like a signature, but it's written just more in just like handwriting instead of cursive writing, because that's how Doc's was, of course. On the back, we have a lot of decals, actually. Rusty's, of course, 95. And then looks like Hornet. Oh, yeah, it says Hornet. Just like the Hudson Hornet has. I don't know why they added that, because he's not a Hudson Hornet. He's a whatever Lightning McQueen is. He's not a Hudson Hornet, though. So that's kind of strange, because like that's something that I feel like shouldn't have been translated onto him. Probably should have just stuck with like moving the decals onto him, but whatever. Then we have for Doc Hudson, which is cool. You do get to see a nice shot of that in the movie too, like the nice look at his backside just to see that because, he did it for Doc, of course. This one's for you, Doc. I like when McQueen says that. And on this side, yeah, everything's pretty much the same. Fabulous Lightning McQueen, 95. Pretty standard stuff. I'm sure you've all seen this McQueen before. Been out a long time. He also has the Rusty's decal on the spoiler, though, and it is a little on the grainy side. But I guess it's not all too bad. This is a pretty nice McQueen. I just don't like the fact that they made all of the decals orange. I don't really get that at all. It reminds me of someone who was running for president this year who was also orange. On the bottom, though, S47A is the date stamp. Very nice. 47th week of 2020. What? 2020, oh, 3. Yeah, obviously, because it came out right now in 2024. That makes sense. Sometimes I don't know why the letters confuse me. The numbers always make sense because it's just a week, but the letters always confuse me. But we do have 2 holes in the base for made at home, so that's cool. That was obviously not on the old Chinese one, so I'm happy they added that. But yeah, it's a nice McQueen all around. It really is. I just don't like how they did that with the decals. Why did they make them orange? I don't get it. It does not make any sense. But at least the paint does look more glossy. Like, I think the shade of blue being a little bit darker does look better overall. I think it's not a better, I don't think it's a better variant, but it's definitely not too much of a downgrade either. Only thing I don't like really is the orangeness of some of the decals. It just looks weird. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about it, guys, but I just don't really like those decals being orange. They're not supposed to be orange. And also, I don't know, the Thailand mini racers have always been made in Thailand, and they've never been orange. Like all the decals on this mini racer here. Like, I don't get it. They've never been orange. So why did they make the decals on the Thailand 155 scale die-cast orange? That just doesn't make any sense to me. We also have Metallic Mini Racer 2. They've actually done quite a lot with Fabulous McQueen over the years. They also, I remember in 2017 when Cars 3 came out, they made this giant track set. It was like a big plastic Fabulous McQueen, but it turned into a giant track set, which was really cool. Anyways, I do have the Vietnam-made Fabulous McQueen too, which is pretty rare. I don't usually have Vietnam cars open, but I did get this one because I opened up this Fan Favorites Ford pack, which he was in. I didn't realize at the time, I don't think, that he was from Vietnam, so I probably wouldn't have opened it because I just don't care for Vietnam car quality usually. But yeah, this one's actually pretty much the exact same as the Chinese one. Really, barely any differences. Obviously does not have orange decals. I never liked also how they cut off part of the 9 when it gets close to the spoiler. I always thought that was kind of strange. They did it on this one too, more so. The 95 is a little bit smaller on the Thailand one, as are all the decals for the most part. Not the one on the hood though, that one's actually bigger. And more orange, of course. I also have this Chinese-made metallic Fabulous McQueen, which I actually just got like last month. This one's really cool though. Not only is the blue metallic, but also the red rims are metallic. It's really nice. It's from the Thomasville Tribute collection that they did in 2018. Very nice, but the only difference is, of course, the color being metallic now. Very cool though. And I also have this alternate ending kind of version of Fabulous McQueen where instead of Rusty's decals, he has Dynaco decals. This is just a factory custom though, but it's very well done. I did review it before. If you want to check that out, I'll leave the link to it in the description below. But yeah, I really like this one. I don't know why they never put anything on the back. That's obviously not supposed to be like that, but everything else is pretty well done. No Rusty's or Lightyear text on the tires for some reason, and he has 51 instead of 95 all over him, plus a little piston cup badge, so there is a lot of differences. But, it's pretty cool. This is how he would have been if he would have accepted the Dynaco sponsorship, if he would have been offered it in the end of Cars 3. But anyways, yeah, that'll have to do it for me today. Oh, I guess I should compare him next to Doc, of course, Lightning McQueen, and the fabulous Hudson Hornet himself. They look so cool together. I love that. There's a version of McQueen that looks like Doc. It's very cool. I wish there was a version of Doc that looks like McQueen. How cool would that be? Anyways, though, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, hope that you did enjoy today's video, and I will be seeing you guys real soon for another one right here, of course, on the Cars Garage.